some new Star Wars on TV that everybody is loving. We have some new Star Wars on video game consoles that everybody is loving. Finally, for once, I can talk about Star Wars without getting ridiculed, because Jedi Fallen Order is out now. And I can finally talk about this game because I just finally beat it. I'm happy everybody's loving it. We can all love Star Wars again! Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is the newest Star Wars game that is out now, and in Fallen Order you play as Cal Kestis. He is a Jedi Padawan who survived the Order 66, the Jedi Purge, and he is hiding out on a planet called Bracca. He's a scrap heaper. He's trying to keep his identity hidden, but when something happens to one of his friends, he is caught using the Force by an Imperial probe droid, and that probe droid sends that signal back to the Empire, and Cal is all of a sudden hunted by the Second Sister. Along the way, Cal uncovers a mystery involving the Jedi and the future of the Jedi Order while being pursued by the Second Sister and the Empire. Jedi Fallen Order, I can see why people were skeptical about it. It's published by EA, and we all know how those past two EA games have gone. One of them wasn't even complete upon release. The campaign was like 25 minutes. The other one had a campaign, but in order to beat certain aspects of the campaign and to play multiplayer, if you wanted to be really good at multiplayer, you had to pay to win, which is microtransactions. So I can see why some fans of Star Wars were skeptical about this game upon first reveal. Also, I really don't think the gameplay really sold everybody. It was showcased at EA. It looked really good, but I still don't think everybody was on board with it then. We had to see what the story was, what the gameplay entailed, and I can tell you there are no worries to be had here. Fallen Order is completely single player, no multiplayer to be found here. No microtransactions, thank God, and it is a fully immersive Star Wars game. It is the best Star Wars game I have played since Star Wars Obi-Wan. What, you never had that game? That's like the greatest thing ever. You had to use the thumbstick to swing the lights. That game was bad. I don't know why I ever had that. The only part I loved of that game was the bonus level where you could fight like all the Jedi. That I always skip to that. That was great. Either that or the Darth Maul fight. In all honesty though, this is probably the best Star Wars game either since the original Battlefront 2 in 2005 or Jedi Knight Jedi Academy in 2003. It had a lot of that Jedi Knight Jedi Academy feel to it where you play as a Jedi and you're going to all these different planets trying to do all these different missions on this planet. This is a fully immersive Star Wars game, and what I love so much about Fallen Order, other than its story, which I'll get into in a little bit, this game, yes, it borrows elements from other games like Uncharted, Tomb Raider, Dark Souls, Metroidvania, but it does that to its benefit because it still keeps the integrity of Star Wars intact. You still feel like you are playing a Star Wars game, and all of the animation in this game runs very smoothly. I encountered no bugs in this game. For a game as big as this, that is crazy at launch that there were no bugs to be found in this game. I cannot believe the game did not glitch once for me, although if you go to Dathomir early in the game, apparently like there's a glitch where you can't get off of Dathomir. So don't go to Dathomir early in the game. It's unforgiving. But I encountered none of that. I tried to go to Dathomir and then I walked, because I don't know what Dathomir looks like. I don't watch the Clone Wars. I've only watched the first season of Rebels. I know, I gotta get on this Clone Wars thing. Like, I don't know how I don't know that witches are in the Star Wars universe until now. I got to Dathomir at first, and then I looked at the planet, I was like, this place looks weird, I'm out. And then I went later in the game, and I'm like, there's fucking witches here. In Star Wars. Wow. But if I had watched the Clone Wars, I would have known that. I gotta get on that Clone Wars stuff. I guess I'll binge it now, because I'm in a huge Star Wars mood now, so that's my rant on me not watching the Clone Wars. But even with all those other elements borrowed from other games, it works to the benefit of the gameplay. You still feel like you're in Star Wars. There's so much traversal going on here. There's so much exploration, and that's what I really love about this game. Sometimes it does feel like the exploration is at the forefront of the game, and the combat is second, but I think both the exploration and the combat balance themselves out because there's such an immersive story here. I'm not going to get into any spoilers. I actually do a spoiler review talking about some different story beats about this game. I don't know. I don't know. Or maybe if I talk spoilers, I'll do it at the end of this video. But regardless, like, this story is so good, and I understand why you have to do all this exploration. While it might feel like the game is moving a bit slow at times, it never felt that for me, because these worlds are so beautifully animated and so beautifully realized on a video game. You would think that this would be more beautifully animated and realized in a Star Wars movie, but that is not the case. They captured a vast amount of the Star Wars universe while expanding on the Star Wars universe, and you're just walking around looking like, wow, this is awesome. You also get to customize your own lightsaber in this game. At first, I was just like, I don't really see the point of customizing your own lightsaber, because it doesn't add like any perks or anything. Like, you can customize the color. You first start off with blue or green. I played with green. You pre-ordered the game, you get the orange lightsaber, which I didn't get. Where's my orange lightsaber? Give me my orange lightsaber. I want an orange lightsaber. Like, you can like customize like the hilt, like the sleeve and stuff. I think at the end of the game, I had mine as like a maroon, like concrete, like copper lightsaber with some like gray mixed in there. It looked pretty cool, I'll say that. Yeah, I was kind of concerned at first, because I was like, what is the point of this other than changing the color? Because it doesn't give you any perks. It's not like in other games where you get like a sword, and then you can like upgrade that sword, or you can upgrade your shield or something if you get like all the parts necessary. No, it's just a unique way to customize your own lightsaber. It's kind of like that build your own lightsaber kit that KB Toys used to make. So if you never got the chance to get that from KB Toys, you get it in this game, and you get to customize your own lightsaber, and it's awesome. The skills in this game, I wouldn't say they're upgrades, but I mean, you do get skills in this game, which of course is a major components of video games nowadays. The skills you get are simple to use, and the skills you get, there's enough of them where you don't feel overwhelmed, where it's like, I have to get this one, or I need a certain amount of skill points to get this one. I don't think any of the skills require over 3 skill points, so it's like, oh, thank God, I don't need like 15 or something. No, they did that perfectly. They did it just right. In a lot of games, it feels like the skills don't really benefit you, but in this game, trust me, the skills benefit you, especially when it comes to the Force and the lightsaber. That's basically all I have to say really about the gameplay, and BD1, that droid is awesome. There's certain aspects of his gameplay too. You can actually customize him, which I thought was kind of pointless. I was like, I don't really see how you can change the color on a droid just like that. You can get like different skins for him. Same with like your ship, the Mantis. I was like, that's kind of pointless. I'm not gonna knock the game for that though, because it's just a little added bonus that you can do, and you can actually make your ship look kind of cool, and BD1 look kind of cool. I just didn't see the point of it. I was like, it makes sense for the lightsaber, but I mean, he's a droid. He's already painted. No reason to paint him. The ship's a ship. It's painted. No reason to put like an extra like layer of skin on it, you know. It's weird. That's just how I feel about that. But BD1 gets some cool skills too. You get these skills at like different workbenches as you progress through the game, and at these workbenches, it's kind of like in The Last of Us where you can like upgrade your weapons, but these workbenches specifically are really for just like lightsabers. In order to save the game, and in order to get these skill points, you have to get to these points called meditation points, and you just push R3. Or if you're on Xbox, you click in on the right thumbstick. I played this on PS4. And then something that I thought made this game really challenging actually, is when you are at those meditation points, you can either select your skills if you have enough skill points. If you hit circle, you can leave, or if you hit square, you hit reset. So that means when you hit reset, all your stims, which are like when BD1 throws you a stim, that means he's healing you. So you have all your healing components, however many you can afford. I think the most I had was 4. I saw you can get up to like 7 or 8. So I had 4 of them. So all those get refilled. But what makes it challenging, and I'm glad that they did this, is that when you hit reset, all of the enemies that you previously killed come back, and you have to fight them again. It makes your traversal a lot more challenging. It makes the story a lot more challenging. And it just makes it more fun because now you can come up with new creative ways to kill these people. Like if you were just like, well, killing him with my lightsaber did not work the way I thought it was going to the last time. I'm just going to force push him off this ledge. You can do that. A couple more things I will give props to for the gameplay in this game before I get into the story. One, this game is challenging. Thank you for making a challenging game. You can honestly set the difficulty to story mode, which just focuses on the story, and all the enemies are super easy to kill. I had to do it a couple of times to get through a couple of bosses because I played on the next difficulty. I think it was Jedi Knight is the next difficulty. For most of the game, even on Jedi Knight, it was challenging. I was like, man, I'm really getting my ass kicked at times here. So there were a couple of boss fights where I had to bump down the difficulty to story mode because I was just frustrated. Because there were times during some boss fights when I had the difficulty on Jedi Knight where I was like, are you fucking kidding me? God fucking damn it! Yep, I had to bump it down to story mode. I cheated, okay? I cheated the system. I didn't beat the game the right way on one difficulty. I beat it on two, okay? That's just how I roll. If the game gets too hard, I'm like, bump down the difficulty. There we go. I beat it in 2 hours now. Even sometimes on story mode, like the final boss, I almost fucking died. I had to put that fight on story mode, and I almost died. I thought I had her down to like this sliver of health, and then she was beating the shit out of me. I was like, if I do not beat this boss right now, I will riot in the streets. That's honestly how I felt. So kudos to Respawn Entertainment for making this a challenging yet immersive, fun, and engaging Star Wars game. Also, if you think that this is a game like Battlefront 2, whose campaign I actually never beat, the 2017 Battlefront 2, whose campaign I never beat because I ran out of time and I was just getting kind of bored with that game, but I might go back and play it now. This campaign, this story, is spread out through, I would say, at least 20 to 25 hours. This is not a short game. Thank you. I'm getting so sick of short games that you can beat in like 5 hours in one day. As much as I love doing that, there's some games like this where I want to play all day, but also have it take a little bit to beat. I don't want to beat it in 1 day or 2 days, and then unless if it's Call of Duty. The new Call of Duty, which I didn't get to review, I was going to review it, didn't get to, just ran out of time. It was a short game, it was a short campaign, but I still felt I got my money's worth out of it because it was such a great story and had great characters in it. Just like Fallen Order, but Fallen Order is a pretty lengthy game. There are some games that are really short, where I'm just like, I didn't really like the story for that, I didn't really like the characters, the gameplay was fine, it didn't move or flow as well as it should have. Thank God, because I'm glad that this story got stretched out over a good length. There are some surprises in this game. There are some, holy shit, oh my God, moments where it just put a giant smile on my face. That's what I'm going to say about the story, because this story is so good. I love this story. Man, like if they were going to make this into a movie, they would definitely have to split it into a trilogy. This story was so goddamn good. That's probably another reason I couldn't put this game down. This story, this is one of the best Star Wars stories I've seen in a while. This is definitely one of my favorite Star Wars experiences. Mostly because of the story, mostly because of those twists and turns, mostly because of those surprises that I mentioned. It is so much fun. It's such a good story, just becoming fully immersed in this world. It was great. You get to go to a bunch of different planets in this game. There's planets named, you start off on Braca, then you go to Bogano, then Zepho, then Kashyyyk, and then Dathomir, and then if I mention what the other one is, I feel like that's a spoiler, but my two favorite planets, as much as I really loved exploring, because you have to explore a lot of like tombs and crypts in this game, that's kind of why it feels like that Uncharted/Tomb Raider vibe at times. I love that on Zepho, and I love that on Bogano, but Kashyyyk, man, I love Kashyyyk. Chilling with my Wookiee friends. Yeah. That was fun. Kashyyyk was the one that had the most combat on it while you're traversing. That's why it was more fun for me. And it wasn't like, oh, you're exploring a tomb. Too bad Chewie's not in this game. He's not in this game. I can confirm that. That is not a spoiler if I say Chewie's not in this game. But you go to meet this Wookiee chieftain, and it's awesome. Tarful, is he in the Clone Wars? Somebody comment below and tell me if he's in the Clone Wars, please. Just tell me. I swear, I promise I'll watch the Clone Wars one of these days. You get to meet the Wookiee chieftain Tarful, all of that stuff. Like, you get to free some Wookiee prisoners. I'm like, hell yeah, the Wookiees, man. Let's go fight with the Wookiees. Because the Wookiees are awesome. Then you get to, and then my second favorite planet was definitely Dathomir, because I was like, oh, well, this is a new side of the Star Wars universe I have never seen, because again, I haven't watched Clone Wars. I was just like, witches. This is different. Okay. But it's fun. I love it. Because I haven't watched Clone Wars. And that was such a surprise to me that there were witches in the Star Wars universe because I haven't watched Clone Wars. If I have any issues with the game, it's probably the fact that there is no fast travel in this game. It can get frustrating at times when you complete your mission on a planet. You have to traverse all the way across the entire map to get back to your ship. And it can be frustrating and it can be annoying. I understand why the game plays out like that. I understand that they want to make it a bit more of a challenge for you. They don't want to make things easy. But at the same time, it's like trying to traverse your steps back, because there's linear paths and then there's non-linear paths. So it's like trying to figure out which path is linear and which path is non-linear can get a bit frustrating, because and there's no like waypoint. You know, in open world games, how it's like you can do all the side stuff, but then you want to do your mission, like it tells you, here's your waypoint. It's this such a distance away. That's not in this game. All you have to do is you have to bring up your map and see, you can see where you are and you can see where your ship is, and it has like the objective marker there, but it doesn't tell you how far it is, nor does it tell you where to go. So that's kind of how that feels frustrated. And I was like, maybe if you could do like fast travel from like from meditation point to meditation point, it would have been a little bit easier. Again though, it's not a huge problem I have with the game. It's just something that kind of bugged me, because it was frustrating trying to find out which path I had to take to get back to my ship. But I did have fun trying to get back to my ship, because I got to kill some more stormtroopers that have terrible aim. Actually, they have pretty good aim in this, unless you just suck with a lightsaber. Not having fast travel in the game and not knowing like how much further you have to get back to your ship, and that frustration, that grueling frustration that it has mentally on your mind. Am I going the right way? Do I have to fight these guys again? Oh my god, like where the hell am I? That's really my only problem with the game. This is a great Star Wars game. I cannot wait to replay this game. This game is by far the best Star Wars game I have played since Lego Star Wars. Okay, that joke's getting old. This is by far the best Star Wars game I have played since Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, or the original Star Wars Battlefront 2 from 2005. I am going to give Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order a 9.5 out of 10. Just that little frustration for me traversing back to the ship without having any fast travel, that's really what knocked it down to a 9.5 for me. Otherwise, this would have been a perfect 10 out of 10 game, because it's so engrossing. Thank you for watching my review for Jedi Fallen Order. I want to do more video game reviews. I meant to do a review of the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I just didn't have the time to do it. I beat that maybe like a month ago. I just didn't have the time to do it, and I mean, if you want me to, I'll rate that game right now. I'm going to give Call of Duty Modern Warfare a 9 out of 10. It's the best Call of Duty game I played in a couple years. I skipped out on last year's Black Ops 4 because I was like, no campaign, I'm out. Thank God this game is campaign only, and video game studios are starting to realize that we all just want single-player experiences. I don't know why video game companies for a while were just like, oh, multiplayer, skip the story. No, we want fulfilling campaigns. I was fulfilled with this game. Thank you for watching my review of Jedi Fallen Order. I might be reviewing a couple of movie series, and maybe, just maybe, I'll review every movie in one of those series. Maybe 2 series. I haven't decided yet. It all depends on how much time I have. You guys are the best. Thank you for watching. My name is Alex Madden. I'll see you at the movies somewhere.